Hello, YouTube. Hello, MGTOW. Hello, Red Pill. This is Red Pill on the Wind. I'm done talking about MAGA Man. Yes, because he's never going to change. Because everything that I say about that man, he's just going to try to flip and use it to his own accord. You know? And nothing I say, nothing me or anybody says is going to get through to him. For him to improve. How long have we been at this? 2 years? I'm done. He can bring at this point, he's going to try to bring my name, he's going to try to bring my name in. And at this point, I don't see the point in responding. We all know these pickup artists. And I'm going to begin to start using pickup artists, grifters, chameleons, and a lot of people, and a lot of examples of people in the manosphere in my content now. Because it's just, at this point, it needs to be told what it is. I'm done being gaslighted. The lantern's out of oil. I see the point in your time. You see at some point in your life, you see nothing. You see no change, and by going after the thing with no change, you're only just holding yourself back. And the more I say about either MAGA Man or any of his people, the more damage I could potentially do. Say for something, I managed to say something so damaging, so damning, that he's able to flip it and actually get custody of his children. I and whoever it is would be directly responsible for harming children via MAGA Man. I'm done. From now on, I'm just going to tell you like it is. There are good women, I bet not many. There are toxic women. There are good men. I bet there might not be many left. I'm not one of them. And there are toxic men, trash men. I'm going to give you an example of a good woman. Now, you're not going to get a submissive woman. That's out the picture. This isn't the 1920s or 30s, 40s. Hell, it's not even the 1950s. This is 2022 going into 2023. The closest you're going to get to a submissive woman is maybe somebody who might actually support your decisions. But for the most part, they're not going to let you drive. They're not going to let you drive them off a cliff. That's for sure. You're not. It's just what it is. They're not going to let you drive them off the cliff. The thing is, society has changed. It's just what it is. The thing is, you're not gonna get. There's no such thing as a traditional woman anymore. There's just. I mean, first off, there was never such thing as a traditional woman. It was just the women of the women of the times. There were. I mean, okay, we can call it. We the most closest thing is a traditional woman you saw to traditional roles, the traditional gender roles. Now, just as much as there's no such thing as traditional men, there was never such thing as traditional men. It was just the men of the times. The men of the times. Throw this tradition out the water, out your vocabulary. To throw this traditional person out of your vocabulary. It's just the people of the times. Now, the traditional roles of a woman for eons was to be the housemaker, the homemaker, person who raised the children, person who, while the man was out hunting, tended to the campfire. The traditional, tended to the home front. And if you look back in history, even though some people could afford housemaids, the women still did something. Even though they could afford butlers, the men still did something. They still found something to do. The traditional roles as a man were to be the provider, were to be the breadwinner, go out and get the bacon, the heavy lifter, person who basically was able to do was the repairman. Back in the day, you could repair your own car, you could repair your house, you could repair the plumbing in your house. You didn't need an electrician because that was a basic life skill. A basic life skill. That was a basic of the basic. Now, you can't do that anymore because it was not passed down by the family. It's not widely known. And the electrician can charge an arm and a leg now because it was raised out of the family. Same with vehicle mechanic. It was raised out of the family. I'm going to give you some examples of toxic men. The whole pickup artist community. The entirety of the pickup artist community. In fact, probably every single last one of them. Any man that has said, boss up, dom game, any man that has literally insulted a kid for being able to get good grades, same as any woman who has insulted a kid to be able to recite the number pi to the 200th decimal. Any man or woman who's ever insulted a kid, that is a kid. Instead of saying impressive, good job, you're going to insult a kid for how he looks. Pathetic. Completely pathetic. That is not a man. That is not a woman. That is a narcissist. A complete and utter narcissist. Because one day that kid is going to stumble upon that video, upon your video. That kid could be the next kid. It could be the next person. It could be a kid that could cure cancer. That kid could cure the traditionally incurable disease. A traditionally incurable disease. That could bring in new technologies that nobody's ever seen before. But if he ever stumbles upon your video or your videos, that kid will be just forever destroyed, forever crushed. And that kid could be the next Elon Musk. Could be a better version of Elon Musk. A better version of Bill Gates. A better version of Jeff Bezos. Because they're all trash individuals. To me. That meathead, that meathead who insulted a kid for being able to recite pi to the 200th decibel, that meathead, that lunk, that is an example of a toxic man and anybody like him. That is an example of a pathetic individual. I don't know who he is. I don't care who he is. That is the most pathetic individual. And he's like, oh, boy, you want to fight? You want to fight? Puffing up his chest. Why would I fight somebody? Why would I perform a fair fight with somebody who's obviously bigger than me, obviously stronger than me? If he gets the medicine just to get a hold of me, he'll break me in half. I'm not fighting that person fair. I'm going to be the dirtiest fighter he's ever fought. I'm not going into the octagon. If it turns into a street fight, I'm fighting dirty. As dirty as I possibly can. And I'm going to cost him as much money for his precious muscles as I possibly can. No matter how big your muscles are, you have weaknesses, as they're called joints. And no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to strengthen your joints as much as you are your muscles. That's where you get your strength from anyway, right? You know, it's funny. But as soon as I'm done talking about that toxic individual, I already know what's going to happen. Everybody else is going to jump on the bandwagon after me and Baron Yam leave. Have basically parked the bandwagon. Hey, but what do I know? This is Red Pill in the Wind. Signing off.